thank you for coming to today's yoga class. Welcome. We're gonna begin today in a seated position, rather on our mat. So go ahead and get comfortable. You don't have to sit cross-legged if that's uncomfortable. You can have your legs out. You could sit on your knees. You can sit any way that you would like as long as you are comfortable. So let's do that. And then let's sit up nice and tall. Maybe close our eyes, or at least soften our gaze. And just begin to breathe. Trying to bring all of your attention to your breath. And we're going to do our best to set everything else that's going on today to the side and take this time for ourselves. So as you inhale, maybe feel a little taller through your spine. As you exhale, trying to let go of anything that you're carrying with you that isn't going to help you in class today. A couple more breaths. And then you're welcome to open your eyes or keep them closed. But on your next inhale, we're going to take arms up overhead. And then when we exhale, we'll reach to both ends of the rooms as we take our arms to our sides. Feeling that stretch through your arms, through your fingertips. Once more like that, inhaling up. Exhale, reach, elongate, stretching through your arms. We're going to move into flowing twists to warm up. So we're going to inhale up again. Exhaling, we'll take one hand in front, one hand behind you, and look over your shoulder for a gentle twist. On your next inhale, hands come up again. And then exhaling, twist to the other side. Gently looking over your shoulder. We'll continue to move in this way, waking up our spine. Breathing, we'll all breathe at different rates, so you don't have to be in sync with my movement. And as I cue our breathing today, think of it more as a reminder to breathe, knowing that we won't breathe at the same exact time. Let's do one or two more, whatever feels balanced. And then when you're ready to transition, we're just going to go side to side next. So we'll bring one arm up and over a little bit, opening up our side body. As you exhale, let's bring it down. Inhaling the other arm. Exhale, down. Continuing the pace of your breath. See how this feels. We're opening up space between our ribs, but also feeling it probably in your outer hip. We want our hips to stay grounded, but if you want to go deeper, you can lower towards your forearm if that feels good. Moving with your breath. We'll do just a couple more. Let's think about looking up towards the ceiling as we reach over, opening up. And then another. And then when you feel balanced, we'll meet back in center. We'll flip our legs if they're in a position that can be flipped, and we're going to do some seated cat and cow. We'll bring our hands to our knees. On our exhale, rounding the back, tucking your chin, finding a seated cat pose. And then on your next inhale, holding on your knees, maybe pulling in, lift your heart up, lengthen, seated cow pose. Moving with your breath now as you exhale, round and tuck. As you inhale, lift and lengthen. One more time. When you lift, pull your knees towards your body, lifting high, and then gently release. And from here, we're going to move to hands and knees. And however you would like to travel there is fine. You can just bring your hands in front or any other way. We'll move to all fours, and we'll line up shoulders over wrists, knees under hips. And we'll do a couple more rounds of cat and cow here. As you exhale, round your back, tuck your chin, cat pose. Inhale, lift your heart. Look forward, cow pose. One more of each. Inhale, lift. And we'll return back to a neutral spine, which is a flat back position. And from here on your next inhale, we're gonna bring our right arm and our left leg up to shoulder and hip height, really extending. On your next exhale, lower down. On your inhale, the other side now, opposite arm and leg, left arm, right leg, and lower down. And let's continue now moving with our breath. So as you inhale, lifting the opposite arm and leg, exhale, lower, and we'll switch sides. So we only want to lift to shoulder and hip height. It's really more about reaching, extending to both ends of the room. Ideally, when we lift our foot, it's flexed like we're pushing against the wall behind us, and our fingers are spread wide with thumb turning up. Starting to engage our abdominals, if we haven't already, to keep balance here and keep our hips and shoulders square to the mat. If this is a little too much, you can do just arms or just legs. And I'm going to give you another variation too, taking this just a bit further. So let's hold the next one up, whichever side we're on. And if it's a good challenge, keep it here. Otherwise, we're going to try sunbird today, which almost combines this spinal balance warm up with cat and cow. So for sunbird, on your next exhale, we're going to almost find cat pose, tucking elbow, knee underneath us. Inhale, we're going to come back out and lengthen, lift our heart, almost like cow pose. Let's keep with that same side a few times. Option to stick with the opposite arm and leg lifts instead, or to just try and hold one side in the up position. So if we're doing sunbird, let's do two more. Exhale, tuck. Inhale, lengthen. One more. And then let's all lower down. Back to hands and knees. And we'll switch sides, lifting up the other opposite arm and leg. Again, option to stay here. Or for sunbird, we would, on our exhale, tuck, elbow towards knee. Inhale, lengthen. Engaging your abdominals as well. We've got two more if we're doing sunbirds. One more. And then let's all, wherever we're at, come back to hands and knees. We're going to walk our hands forward, reaching our arms out in front. And we'll lower down to puppy pose, bringing our chest towards the mat. Maybe resting our chin, our cheek, or forehead. And if this is uncomfortable for our shoulders or chest at all today, we can take child's pose with hips to heels. Let's find a couple breaths in either one. And then if you're in puppy pose with your hips lifted, let's start to bring them back towards our heels. And we'll just check in here in child's pose for a moment. And know that if your head doesn't comfortably rest in child's pose, you're going to want to stack your hands or your fists so that we can really relax. You're also welcome to take your knees further apart or closer together, or anything else that might make this more comfortable. And so when you're ready, from child's pose, we'll be lifting to downward dog. And so let's reach our arms in front if they're not already there. We'll curl our toes under, drive our tailbone up and back. Downward dog, pushing evenly through hands and feet, fingers spread wide. And let's start to pedal our heels. Press one heel towards the mat, bend the opposite knee, and then the other. And just bicycle those back and forth a few times. Notice how this feels on the back of your legs, your calves, your feet. Trying to keep your shoulders relaxed as we do this. Just a couple more, or anything else that might feel good today in your downward dog. Any kinks you need to work out, or even if you want to drop your knees for a moment, just another breath or two here. And then when you're ready, we'll make our way towards the top of our mat. We're gonna meet in a ragdoll fold once you're here, like we always do. Let's bend the knees, hands to opposite elbows. We'll melt our belly towards our thighs and let our head hang heavy. Letting go of any effort to hold your head or neck up. Breathing. And then on your next inhale, we'll start to lift halfway up. Let's straighten our legs, flatten our back. This is monkey pose. We're gonna pull our shoulders back towards our hips and try and reach the top of our head to the wall in front of us. We're trying to lengthen our spine as much as we can here. Let's find one more breath in. Exhale, forward fold, reaching down. You can have as much or as little bend to your knee as you want here. Inhale, let's sweep our arms up overhead. Interlock fingers if it's comfortable. Reach high. Deep breath in. Exhale, reach towards one side. Inhale, back to center. Exhale to the other side. Inhaling back to center. Exhaling, we'll take hands behind the back, clasping fingers if it's comfortable. Lift your heart up. If it's not comfortable to clasp your fingers, you can always press your hands towards each other or hold a strap or a sock or a belt or a towel in your hands. Let's find one more inhale, lift your heart. And then exhale, gently release. And we're at the top of our mat in mountain pose. And we'll move into our sun salutations. Inhaling, arms will lift up. Exhale, fold from the hips all the way down, forward fold. Inhaling, monkey pose, flat back. Exhaling, fold again. We're gonna step back towards plank or kneeling plank. So we're in the top of a push-up, either kneeling or on our toes. Let's lower down, elbows in, the back stays straight, and we'll all go all the way to our bellies for at least this first one. Inhale, lift your heart. This is a baby cobra. Let's hover our hands above the mat. It's a way to make sure we're using our back to lift us instead of pushing through our hands. One more inhale, strengthening. Exhale, release. Let's relax and push back up into downward dog. Stepping towards the top of our mat, forward fold. Inhale, monkey pose, flat back. Exhale, fold again. Inhale, sweeping arms up, palms come together, exhaling, hands to our heart. Again, inhaling, arms lift. Option to add a back bend if that feels good today. Exhale, fold. Inhale, monkey pose, flat back. Exhale, fold again, step or jump back to plank or kneeling plank. As we lower down, elbows hug the sides, back stays flat. Option to take that baby cobra again or lift up into up dog with thighs off the mat if this is in your practice. Exhaling, we'll all come to downward dog. Step or jump to the top of your mat, forward fold. Inhale, monkey pose, flat back. Exhale, fold again. Inhale, sweeping arms up. Palms together, exhaling. Hands to heart center. One more time. Inhale, arms lift. Optional back bend. Exhale, fold. Inhale, monkey pose, flat back. Exhale, fold again. Step or jump back to plank or kneeling plank. Lowering down, your back is very straight, elbows in. Inhale to your back bend of choice, baby cobra or up dog. Exhale to downward dog. Step or jump to the top of your mat, forward fold. Inhale, monkey pose, flat back. Exhale, fold again. Inhale, sweeping arms up overhead. This time on our exhale, we're gonna sink down into chair pose. So as if you're sitting in a chair, we want our feet and our legs close together. For a moment, try and lift your arms. If that's uncomfortable, lower them as much as you need to though. And if your lower back is uncomfortable at all in chair, maybe tilt your tailbone downward just a little bit. Okay, let's bring our hands to heart. We're gonna move into twisting chair. We'll take our left elbow towards the outside of the right knee. And if that's not available, we can take our hands to our hip and knee instead. So either one. Knees are level, back flat. Let's start to look up towards the ceiling, deepening the twist. You can stay here, or you could choose to extend your arms if that feels good. Fingers are spread wide, looking towards your hand. Your shoulder blades almost squeezing in towards your spine as you open up. One more inhale. Exhaling, the hands will come down, forward fold. Inhale, sweep arms up overhead. And then exhaling back into chair pose. Hands to heart center, and we'll set up for that on the other side. Bringing your right elbow to the outside of your left knee, or option have hands to hip and knee instead, if that's more comfortable today. Flat and back. If one knee is sliding in front of the other, let's try and level that out. Looking up towards the ceiling. Option to stay here, or if it felt good to extend your arms on the first side, trying that. Fingers spread wide, looking up towards your hand. And feeling that left shoulder blade now squeeze in towards your spine. One more inhale. Good. Exhale, coming down, forward fold. Inhale, sweeping arms up overhead. Let's step hip width apart again. Exhaling, hands come down behind the back. Clasping fingers, inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, fold from the hips. And then let's let our arms reach away from our body behind us. If it's uncomfortable to clasp your fingers, again, you can hold something between your hands or just press hands towards each other. And if your lower back's uncomfortable, try bending your knees just a little bit here. On your next exhale, hands will come down to the ground, and we'll step or jump back to plank, and we're gonna move through a vinyasa. So we're in plank or kneeling plank. And the vinyasa is the part of the sun salutation where we lower down, back flat, elbows in. Inhaling to our back bend of choice, baby cobra or up dog. And then exhaling to downward dog. So we're gonna use those to link our next sequences together, but it's always optional. You can always go straight to downward dog, child's pose, or anything else. From downward dog, inhale, taking the right leg up behind us. We'll flex our foot, bend the right knee, start to drive it towards the ceiling, opening up our hip. Being mindful to press evenly through both hands and not fall into the left shoulder. On your next exhale, we're gonna step the right foot through and we're gonna build a lunge. We're gonna take as many steps as we need to build a lunge where our right knee is over our right ankle, so like a runner's lunge. If we need more stability, we can drop the left knee, but if we're able to keep it lifted, let's do that and press our heel back. On your next inhale, we'll take our right arm up, twisting lunge, look towards your hand, reach for the ceiling. Exhaling, that hand will come down. We're gonna engage our abdominals, so squeezing our core. Inhale, both arms will come up, full crescent lunge. And this shouldn't be easy. If it is, take a wider stance, but we should feel a lot going on. We're balancing, we're strengthening, we're stretching. One more breath in. As we exhale, we're gonna find warrior two. We're gonna plant our left foot, open up our arms, sink into the right knee. We can always readjust as needed here. Shoulders are relaxed and down, looking over your right hand. Feeling your hips really open up in this. On your next inhale, reverse warrior, the legs will stay the same. The right arm reaches up and over, side stretch. And then exhaling, hands come down around the right foot. We're gonna step back to plank or kneeling plank and move through a vinyasa or anything else you'd like to do. From downward dog, inhale, left leg lifts. Flexing the foot, we'll bend the left knee, drive it towards the ceiling, opening up our hip. Again, pressing evenly through both hands. And notice if this side feels different. On your next exhale, let's step it through as many steps as we need. And let's build the lunge on this side with our left knee over our left ankle. Again, we can drop the right knee if we need more stability. If we can keep it lifted, that will help as we transition through this series. Pressing your heel back. Inhale, left arm lifts, twisting lunge, fingers spread wide, reach for the ceiling. One more breath in. And then exhaling, hand comes back down. We'll engage our abdominals and then inhale, lift up to crescent lunge. Again, you can adjust or widen your stance if this isn't enough, but it should be challenging. One more inhale. And then exhale, warrior two, plant the right foot, open up, arms out wide, sink into the left knee. Shoulders are relaxed and down, we're looking over our left hand. Breathe. On your next inhale, reverse warrior, left arm reaches up. And then exhaling, hands will come down around the left foot. We're gonna step back to plank and we'll move through our vinyasa or anything else you'd like to do. We'll build on to this sequence. From downward dog, inhale, right leg lifts. This time on our exhale, we'll just go ahead and step it right through, as many steps as we need for our lunge. Inhaling, right arm lifts, twisting lunge. Exhaling, hand comes down. Inhale, lift up, crescent lunge. Exhale, open, warrior two, plant your left foot open out wide. Inhale, right arm lifts, reverse warrior. This time on our exhale, side angle. That top arm, the right arm, comes to the right thigh. Left arm overhead. We're gonna look up towards our arm or towards the ceiling. Good. On your next inhale, reverse warrior again. Legs stay the same, right arm reaches up. And then exhaling to warrior two. Arms back to being parallel to the ground. And we're gonna move into triangle pose next. So from here, we'll straighten our right leg. We're gonna hinge our hips and reach as far as we can towards the right. And then just turn our arms. And wherever the right hand touches, that's where we wanna be. From here, if we slide down further, we're gonna bring our upper body forward and we'll be out of alignment. So shoulders are stacked. Let's look up again towards that left hand. Fingers spread wide. And we're likely feeling this in our right inner thigh and our left outer hip area right now. On your next inhale, squeeze your core, reverse triangle, legs stay the same. Right arm reaches up towards the ceiling, follow it with your gaze. And then exhaling, soften the right knee. Hands come down around the right foot. We'll step back to plank or kneeling plank and move through your vinyasa or anything else you'd like to do. From downward dog, inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, step it through, build your lunge, knee over ankle. Inhaling, left arm lifts, twisting lunge. Exhale, hand comes down. Inhale, crescent lunge, arms up. Exhale, open up, warrior two, plant the right foot, sink into the left knee. Inhale, reverse warrior, left arm reaches up. And then exhaling, side angle. The left forearm to the left thigh, right arm overhead towards our ear, if we can. Looking up towards the ceiling, if that feels okay in our neck. On your next inhale, reverse warrior again, legs stay the same, left arm reaches up again. And then exhale, warrior two. Arms parallel to the ground, we'll straighten our left leg, hinge our hips as far as we can to the left, and then turn our arms for triangle pose. So in triangle, you want to act as if you're pressed between two planes of glass, or You could try doing triangle pose up against a wall and trying to have every part of the back of your body touching the wall. From here, on your next inhale, squeeze your abdominal muscles to lift up, reverse triangle. Left arm reaches up towards the ceiling. Look towards your hand. And then exhaling, hands come down around the left foot. Step to plank or kneeling plank, and moving through your vinyasa or anything else. Flow through that one more time on each side, moving with our breath. Downward dog. On your next inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, stepping it through your lunge. Inhaling, right arm lifts, twisting lunge. Exhale, hand comes down. Inhale, lift, crescent lunge, arms up. Exhale, open, warrior two. Plant the foot. Inhale, right arm lifts, reverse warrior. Exhale to side angle, forearm to thigh, left arm overhead. Inhale, reverse warrior again, right arm lifts. And then exhaling to warrior two. Straighten your right leg, hinge your hips, down to triangle pose. Stay here for a breath. On your next inhale, reverse triangle, right arm reaches up, look towards your hand. Exhaling, hands come down around the right foot, stepping to plank or kneeling plank, moving through your vinyasa. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, step it through to your lunge. Inhaling, left arm lifts, twisting lunge. Exhaling, hand down. Inhale, arms lift, crescent lunge. Exhale, warrior two, plant the right foot and open up. Inhale, left arm lifts, reverse warrior. Exhaling, side angle, forearm to thigh, right arm overhead. Inhale, reverse warrior again, left arm lifts. Exhale, warrior two. Straighten the left leg. Hinging towards the left, turn our arms. Triangle pose, stay here for your breath. Inhale, reverse triangle, left arm reaches up. Exhale, hands come down around the left foot, stepping to plank or kneeling plank, moving through your vinyasa. We'll meet in child's pose. So when you're ready, hips to heels, take a moment to check in. If you want to grab any water, or if you prefer